I feel your pain. It has been downright painful to be invested in the silver and gold sector over the last following weeks. Just when we thought things were going to get better, we were starting to feel pretty good about the price of silver, the price of gold. Remember that old Peanuts cartoon when Lucy pulls the football just as Charlie Brown is getting ready to kick it and he goes flying through the air and says, "Arf," when he hits the ground. It feels like that's happening to us again. Why? What is going on? Why is the price of gold going down? Why is the price of silver going down? You want to know. And there's an easy answer I'll share with you in this video. But wait, there's even more. I want to talk to you about the two types of people who are invested in the precious metals sector. It boils down to two types of people, and I wonder which category you fall into, or maybe both. Some people may try to convince us that the price action in silver and gold, it's based purely upon supply and demand. Are you going to believe that? I'm not going to believe that, because if it was, look at silver alone. Last year, 2022, there were hundreds of millions more ounces demanded by investors, by industry, than were supplied by the mining sector. If the price was based on supply and demand, it would be much, much higher. Let's be real, right? Do you believe that the price of silver in particular is manipulated? There's been some pretty major lawsuits in the past, fines paid by companies like JP Morgan for the manipulation of silver and gold. Supply and demand, it goes a lot deeper than that. There's another big reason why right now the price of silver and gold are down. Later in the video, I'm going to categorize you. Yes, silver and gold investors fall into one of two categories, maybe both, and we're going to talk about that at the end. But whichever category you fall in, I'm glad you fell into Ron's basement. I give you a new video every day. Please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. The price of silver and gold will eventually skyrocket. Yes, I get scoffed at for saying $800 silver, maybe even $8,000 silver, but in a hyperinflationary environment, those prices could seem minimal. Mother Nature always wins. You ever notice that in life? You can only dam a river for so long. You can't fight the forces of nature. But in the interim, there's something that's really affecting the price of silver and gold, especially in the last few years. Probably the biggest factor that impacts whether the price of silver and gold go up or retreat like we've seen lately. And that's the quote-unquote value of the U.S. dollar. When the dollar goes up in value, the price of silver and gold goes down. But I say quote unquote because the dollar is valued against a bunch of other crappy currencies. It's like, the best horse in the glue factory or the best patient in the hospice ward. You're comparing the dollar to the Japanese yen, in the euro. Those countries, those regions are in worse shape than the United States. And that's why I say, in the end, the price, the value of silver and gold will likely go to levels that we can only imagine. You probably noticed it for yourself. On days when the Fed comes out with some hawkish language, the value of the dollar shoots up and the value of your silver and gold goes down precipitously. But again, this is all smoke and mirrors, the Fed trying to hold on to what they can. We know the big picture. We know the financial condition, the monetary condition, the geopolitical condition. Eventually, Mother Nature wins. The forces of mathematics always prevail. The price of gold and silver will go much, much higher, maybe even higher than your wildest imagination. Now, I don't want you to get mad at me because I'm saying this about myself as well. We're going to talk about the two types of people that invest in precious metals. It dawned on me earlier today, we basically fall into one of two categories. You've got the real eccentric type people, right? The ones that aren't with the herd, right? Off on their own. I probably fall into that category. And you also have the very, very smart and very wealthy people like Ray Dalio, people like the world central banks. The vast majority in the middle, they have no interest in precious metals. I just found that very interesting. I'm curious, which category do you fall into? The very eccentric or the very smart? Or the very wealthy, for that matter. I certainly would like to think that I fall into the first two, the very eccentric and the very smart. I don't think I'd call myself extremely wealthy, but if you do, feel free to leave that in the comment section as well. Hey, thanks for joining me. Now we know what controls the price of gold and silver, but we also know what we can look forward to in the coming months, quarters, and years. Watch another video or go check out this live stream.